What is an addiction? Okay, I got this from a study Bible that I use. It's not simply a bad habit. It is a felt need for an external substance. It is a felt need for an external substance. That external substance could be alcohol, could be drugs, or it could be even food. Or it's a felt need for an activity. It could be, that is also an addiction. It's a felt need you have for an activity. What activity? For work. Some of us are addicted to work. Or shopping. Hello? Addicted to shopping or phone use. And you can add a list of activities. And then, or it is a felt need for an unhealthy relationship. That is with an abusive person. You know that person is actually, destroying your life. He is actually, making your life sad and miserable and putting you on the highway to hell, living hell here and little hell down the road. Living hell here and little hell down the road. But you still want to have a relationship with that person, with an abusive person. That's an addiction. Or an addiction is certain feelings or circumstances like being in control or ecstatic feelings. An addiction is an excessive, overpowering need that is repetitive and insistent. That's what the NKJV Study Bible says. Very good definition. Okay, and there are some phases of addiction. Okay, the first addiction is mental preoccupation. Okay, I'd like you to do a homework that is to read 2 Samuel chapter 13. It's got one of the most dramatic rape stories in the Bible. David's son Amnon raped his beautiful half-sister Tamar. Okay, it's a long chapter. I will not be preaching from that chapter, but it's a powerful chapter. So what chapter do you need to read? 2 Samuel 13. Okay, so in that chapter, there is the different phases of addictions is shown. First is mental preoccupation. Do you want to write it down? Mental preoccupation. So in the Amnon-Tamar story, what is the mental preoccupation that Amnon had? He had a sister. They had the same father but different mother. Sister was so beautiful. Okay, she could give the movie stars a run for the money. She could give Samantha a run for the money. She could give, so-and-so a run for the money. And she was so beautiful. And he wanted to have a physical relationship with her. And this thing is going on in his mind. What is he thinking about? As soon as he gets up, how do I put my body on this girl's body? That's what's running to his mind. It's a mental preoccupation. That's how addictions begin. It begins with the head, with your brains, with your imagination. And then secondly, addictions result in brutal plan execution. Mental preoccupation. And then once those thoughts, you're pregnant with those thoughts, and those thoughts result in the delivery of the baby, and the baby is called brutal plan execution. So what did he do? This Amnon, hatched a plan with another friend of his or another cousin of his or whoever he was, Jonadab. And he made sure that he was alone with Tamar and he forced himself on her. He had the imagination, and then as a result of that, there was a action, a brutal action. I happened to watch the story of how this Delhi rapes of 2012 took place, and these police officers are interviewing the first guy they caught. In fact, there were 6 of them, I guess. Yes, the first guy. And then this first guy is saying, there are several interesting things about this guy, because his wife left him or his wife died or whatever, and he can't see the sight of any boy and girl being intimate. And in that bus that night in Delhi, that December night in 2012, okay, according to what I watched in that serial, the boy and the girl who were riding in that bus, believing that the bus was taking them somewhere in Delhi, Dwarka or somewhere, you know, the boy was feeling up the girl. The boy was feeling up the girl as soon as they got in the bus. And this man, the driver, I believe he was the driver, and the senior most guy, he got very, very upset because such a sight would, you know, would motivate him for brutal action, and he started the rape. He inaugurated the rape. He was the opening batsman. He was the Shikhar Dhawan. And then the others followed, including the 17-year-old kid who raped and inserted a rod. Imagination, brutal action, and then when the brutal action goes on, I want to be very honest, and that's what the Bible also teaches. There is partial excitement. Because there is pleasure in sin, the Bible teaches in Hebrews 11:25, but that pleasure is fleeting. The pleasure is partial. The pleasure is temporary. You know, during the act of sin, those few seconds on that site, you know, when you're using those F's and B's, you know, to that guy who has insulted you for those few seconds, there is a relief. There is some pleasure. There is some kind of, you know, happiness. But that's like a balloon. It just goes away swiftly. And there's a gaping hole. Partial excitement, high for a few seconds. And then finally, a fatal destruction. Fatal destruction. So that's, what is a fatal destruction? Amnon was murdered by his brother Absalom. The thing that he did, the addiction that he had to have sex with his own half-sister, resulted in great destruction in his own life. His own brother, the full brother of Tamar, the girl he raped, Absalom, murdered him. Destruction. There is a consequence for your addiction. There's a consequence for your addiction.